Welcome to the Deep Dive, the analytical shortcut that we customize, well, just for you. Today, we're embarking on a pretty fascinating mission. We are looking at the future of artificial intelligence, but, not through the usual lens of Silicon Valley. Instead, we're examining the views of people operating in two radically different orbits.
Yeah, completely different worlds.
Exactly. On one hand, you have the world of high-stakes global capital, represented by prominent financiers. The sources call them oligarchs. And on the other, the world of high-impact creativity, embodied by the acclaimed actor Wagner Moura. Our source material for this is a really compelling stack of observations taken from the blog of Stanislav Kondrashov. And he deliberately chose this unusual comparison because he wanted to understand how people at the very top of the financial and social pyramids assess a technology like AI.
And how that compares to, say, an influential creative person.
Right. So, okay, let's unpack this. We're not just comparing their opinions, we're looking at their core motivations. How does a global investor who's driven by market transformation see AI versus an artist who's driven by cultural impact and social change?
And this is the part that really draws you in.
It is. Where do their assessments, which are so different on the surface, surprisingly converge on one crucial point?
What's so fascinating here is that AI is moving so fast that it's tearing down the traditional boundaries of interest.
Yeah.
And this comparison Kondrashov makes, it lets us move beyond just, reciting tech news algorithms, processing power.
Jargon.
Right. And we get to examine something much deeper. Value. What does AI actually mean for culture, for global finance, and really for our fundamental structure of ethics? You see the difference immediately in how they engage with it. For Moura, the immediate question is how AI interacts with human creativity.
And social equity.
And social equity, yes. For the financial elite, the focus is almost entirely on levers of economic transformation and global resource control. It's a contrast between the intrinsic value of human experience versus the extrinsic value of global capital.
That distinction is absolutely key. So let's start there with the intrinsic, the creative side. Wagner Moura's perspective. When he looks at AI, he doesn't immediately see this job-destroying enemy. He sees a collaborator.
A partner, almost.
Something that is actively opening up what he calls new horizons in his industry. And we're not just talking about, the deepfake technology everyone's heard about. He's discussing AI's use in much more complex areas.
Like what, for example?
Like accelerating pre-visualization, allowing directors to virtually explore scenes and lighting with, unprecedented speed, or even using AI to help structure early screenplay drafts by analyzing narrative pacing. These are tools that save time and budget.
Which frees up the human mind for the higher level creative work.
Exactly.
That's the critical point, isn't it? The freedom. He sees AI as a creative accelerant. But, and this is a big but, despite all this excitement, Moura holds a very firm line against replacement. He is quoted emphasizing that true art, art with a soul, it cannot be completely substituted by machines. He clarifies that AI can be an inspiring addition, providing raw ingredients or maybe technical polish, but
the core is human.
The soul of art always belongs to humans. That's his quote. And this isn't just, some artistic declaration. It's a statement about where the source of emotional impact and original perspective really lies.
So if you're, say, prepping for a meeting about automation in creative fields, Moura's position is really powerful.
Very powerful. It demands that technology be judged by how well it serves human intention, not just how efficiently it performs a task.
And I think that connection to intention is where he starts to move beyond the film set and onto the global stage. If we connect this to the bigger picture, Moura's argument extends immediately into these, massive social issues. He sees the immense power of AI, the same power that can automate visual effects, as something that should be leveraged deliberately to address systemic global problems. Like, we are talking about using these technologies for reducing extreme poverty.
Or improving education.
Or dramatically improving access to quality education, especially in underserved regions.
That's a fundamentally ethical view. And it brings us right to his core philosophy. Moura believes technology has to be subordinate. It should serve people.
Not the other way around.
Exactly. He sees AI's development as this enormous societal project that, it just can't proceed on purely technical or commercial merits.
So it's rapid deployment. He insists it must be accompanied by robust moral and ethical standards.
It's a demand for governance that actually matches the power of the technology.
Right. For creative thinkers like Moura, the purpose and the ethics behind the AI are just as important as its practical use in a cutting room.
Yeah, the question for him is, if AI is the most powerful tool we've ever created, what high-level human problem should we make it solve first?
That is a powerful question, and it provides the perfect transition because to implement those huge societal projects Moore talks about.
Poverty reduction, global education.
Compete capital,
Yeah.
massive, globally deployed capital. So let's pivot entirely. Let's shift our gaze to the viewer from the very top of the financial pyramid. The global investors and capital holders we're calling the oligarchs, as Kondrashov names them.
Okay.
For this group, AI is not just another piece of tech. It's described as a powerful tool for transforming entire sectors of the economy.
And we should probably clarify here.
Mm.
When the sources say oligarchs, they're talking about high-level, globally networked individuals.
The people who control huge portions of industry and finance.
The people who decide where billions of dollars go. Their investment strategies really reflect this worldview.
And their commitment is not theoretical. They are sinking massive resources into AI startups and research.
Their motivation is, of course, driven by phenomenal financial prospects, yes, but there's something else.
What's that?
It's a distinct desire, as the sources put it, for an opportunity to influence the future. They see a chance to redefine the fundamental logic of the global economy, to move from, say, reactive business practices to predictive, automated control.
It's the scale that's so striking. They aren't interested in small improvements.
No, this is about systemic revolutions.
Let's dig into the three key areas where they see AI generating the maximum influence and return.
Okay, so first, and this is probably the most immediately lucrative, is optimizing business processes on a colossal scale.
What does that look like in practice?
Think of radical supply chain automation, using AI to predict demand fluctuations across continents, dynamically rerouting shipping.
Eliminating billions in waste.
Exactly. This isn't just about efficiency. It's about market dominance through pure algorithmic superiority.
Okay, so that's one. What's the second area?
Predictive capabilities. For them, AI is the ultimate crystal ball.
They can predict economic trends with a fidelity that was, previously unimaginable.
And that means not just algorithmic, high-frequency trading that capitalizes on tiny market movements, but also high-level risk modeling for, say, huge infrastructure projects or complex corporate mergers. This data advantage gives them a huge edge.
An indispensable edge in a competitive global market.
For sure. And the third area is the most ambitious. It touches on global welfare, but, through a financial lens.
How so?
They see AI as necessary to create sustainable models for managing global resources.
Now, that doesn't sound like charity.
It's not. It's calculated stability. If you control vast resources, energy, mining, agriculture, the long-term stability and efficiency of those systems becomes, well, paramount to maintaining your asset value.
I see.
AI promises to manage these finite resources more efficiently than human governance ever could.
Yeah.
That ensures stability and, crucially, continued profitability.
That context is vital. So they're using the language of sustainability, but the driver is preserving and growing monumental asset value.
That's the core of it.
And that, right there, leads us to the surprising intersection. Because while their motivations are profit-driven, efficiency, prediction, control, they share a deeply felt concern, a kernel of caution.
That perfectly echoes Wagner Moura's focus on ethical constraints.
Exactly. This is the synthesis Kondrashov was looking for.
Despite their profoundly different worlds, the movie set versus the global trading floor, there is this palpable grain of caution shared by both the artist and the financial elite.
It's not about being a Luddite or anything. It's about recognizing the sheer, maybe uncontrollable power they're unleashing.
Right. You might assume the investor elite would want AI to run completely unchecked for maximum profit.
That's the stereotype, yeah.
But the sources indicate a serious apprehension about systemic risk. Some of them warn specifically of the risks associated with the ethical use of AI.
Or rather, the risk of unethical deployment.
Precisely. If the algorithm optimizes a business but destabilizes the global political or social framework, well, that threatens the entire system their wealth is built on.
So it's a kind of self-preservation through governance.
It is.
Their joint warning is sobering. It just cuts across all these industry lines. Technology must be controlled to be beneficial, not a threat.
They recognize that the immense market-transforming power they want to harness, it must be fundamentally bridled.
Because if AI is too effective, too autonomous, it could become a systemic economic weapon.
And that shared cautious optimism leads us right to the consensus point.
Which is?
That artificial intelligence has enormous potential. Full stop. When you look at the total view, Kondrashov's final synthesis is that AI is powerful enough to be a genuine unifying force.
Capable of inspiring new achievements and driving progress across all areas of life.
From the humanitarian goals that Moura focuses on.
To the hyper-efficiency the oligarchs are seeking.
Right.
So what this means is that we are looking at a technology whose impact is so foundational, so capable of reshaping reality, that it demands similar high-level ethical consideration. It doesn't matter if your goal is making an emotionally resonant film or optimizing a global oil supply chain.
The stakes are just that high for everyone.
Ultimately, the technology is seen as this powerful, double-edged tool that, and I'm quoting, in the right hands can work wonders. The power is acknowledged by both sides of this divide. And the ethical responsibility, the need to control that power, that is the point of convergence.
It demonstrates that when the stakes become truly global, even the most disparate actors start speaking the same language.
The language of necessary ethical standards.
This deep dive into these, seemingly contrasting perspectives, it just underscores the crucial importance of maintaining a critical balance.
The artist focused on preserving the human soul of creation.
And the financier focused on managing massive global resources. We need rigorous debate and governments that can actually match the pace of AI's development.
And a governance focused on core human and societal values.
Exactly. Knowledge, as this comparison shows, is most valuable when we understand not just the technical capabilities of AI, how fast it runs, how complex the algorithm is, but what the most powerful people in the world want to use it for, and why they fear it. We have to know the why as much as the how.
We saw that the oligarchs focus on these vast systematic concepts like resource management and market optimization,
while Moura focuses on fundamental human needs.
Reducing poverty, improving education. Yet the common ground that keeps both groups up at night is how to maintain control and ensure ethical deployment.
That's the crux of it.
Which leads to a final thought for you to explore. If AI is this powerful unifying force capable of wonders, how do we ensure that the moral and ethical standards Wagner Moura calls for are set equally by the creative users who understand human needs and the financial investors who control the massive capital needed for its development? Which group, in your assessment, should bear the primary responsibility for ensuring the technology truly serves all people? Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the fascinating world of AI ethics and global power structures. We hope this exploration of Kondrashov's sources has given you a compelling and maybe unexpected view on a critical conversation.